The domestic toy manufacturing industry has taken a leap bound when it comes to the manufacturing, the size as well as competing with the China. And now the situation is that the government claims that import from China, the toy import has reduced by more than 80%. But what is the actual reality? What is the ground reality? Is domestic toy manufacturing players, are they really able to survive in the market? Pricing is an important aspect. So there are a couple of issues or the questions, and to answer all these things, joining with me is Mr. Manu Gupta, who is a key player in this toy manufacturing sector. So thanks a lot for talking to us. My first question would be that the government claims that the import has reduced by around 80% and even more than 80%. Do you agree with this claim? Do you think so that we as country has been able to reduce the import?
Yes, I believe not only 80%, we might have stopped import altogether. Except for the components, everything that was being imported till 2019 is being produced in the country. So you can say that the import substitution has been complete. The spread might not be as wide, but it will soon be. In fact, now we are focusing to export to other countries also.
There are a couple of, when it comes to the toy manufacturing part, the body part is a different segment, then the electrical part, then there are a couple of other things. The electrical part is still that is being imported from China. Is it correct or not?
It is some of the critical components that are chip on board, PCB, they are being imported into India. But through reverse engineering, we are trying to decode them, unmask them. Very soon you will start to see those also being assembled into India.
Talking about the size, it was earlier predicted that this domestic toy industry is somewhere close to around 20,000 crore. By what size, by what quantum has it increased? What is the size that you expect it will grow by in next 3 to 4 years?
See, there was no statistical body, but going by our experience of the trade, we believe at retail price, the industry should be estimated at around $2 billion, like around 15,000 crore. So we are expecting the industry to grow at a CAGR of at least 20%.
Okay. Now, coming specifically about the toy part. So, if we see these toys that are placed over here, this body part, is the manufacturing started happening in India, and especially the price part I would like to understand, because price is something over where we were quite unable to compete with China. So, on these two aspects, what is the situation? What is the ground reality?
See, we were always similar on the cost of the production. Okay. It was that China was over subsidizing its export. So that incremental 14%, 16% that China was offering to its exporter was a gap. Now with that technology and that ecosystem in place, we might be able to match the Chinese prices for exporters also. All we need is handhold it from the government so that that 14 to 16% gap can be bridged.
My last question would be that going forward, what more could be done from the government side, whether it be in the terms of policies or some other steps that could actually give a further push to the entire toy manufacturing industry?
3 things I can list down, and all macro issues. One is inclusion of toys in all the FTA agreements that is happening. FTA is something that has given Vietnam a quantum leap. It can give India also a quantum leap. People are considering China +1, so we can be that +1 alternative. Secondly, it is about a cluster-based development approach.
Exactly.
The world model says that the cluster-based development approach is suitable for the toys category. The government has already given the possession for 6 toy cluster. We are expecting many more to come up. And the third and the most important is a direct beneficiary transfer, which can either be in the form of a national toy policy or a production-linked incentive scheme. With those systems in place, we will have the infra and scale to match any unit in the world.
Many thanks for talking to us. So it is quite clear that the domestic toy manufacturing industry, it is actually growing. The imports from China, it has reduced significantly, but yes, still some of the steps need to be taken that can give extra push or momentum when it comes to supporting the domestic industry. With camera person Hassan Imam, this is Samir Dikshit for IT Now.